ASMR Learn video. Before we jump in with the facts, I'd just like to say thank you to you all for being so patient. I've been really busy at the minute, but as soon as we get a bit of a routine going and everything starts to settle down a little bit, I'll definitely be back with at least one video a week. So yeah, thanks for your patience. But without any further ado, let's jump in with fact number 1. The 3 periods of the Stone Age. The Stone Age is divided into 3 periods: the Old Stone or the Paleolithic Age, the Middle Stone or the Mesolithic Age, and the New Stone or the Neolithic Age. The exact date for each period varies across the world, but roughly estimated that the Old Stone Age lasted from the first use of stone to the end of the last ice age. During this time, men were hunter-gatherers. They would find food from the local regions and would even migrate depending on the season. The tools used during this period were mainly of bone, wood, vegetable fibres and leather. Even the language was developed to some extent during this time. Some of its early forms are similar to what we hear in the language used by people of East and South Africa today. The period also witnessed the beginning of art like cave paintings and the development of religion. The Middle Stone Age lasted from the end of the Ice Age until the start of farming. This period saw the development of smaller and finer stone tools like spearheads and arrows. Canoes were made for the first time during this period, which implies that men could hunt as well as fish. The Neolithic or the New Stone Age began from the start of the farming until the use of metal. Animals like sheep and cow were domesticated widely. They were given a ready supply of meat, leather, bone and milk. Grain was of the first foods to be stored for an extended period, and storing food meant staying in one place. This led to the development of settlements. Humans also developed crafts such as weaving and pottery in this period. Even large-scale construction took place, and people began taking roles of fighter, ruler, priest, farmer, and leader. Fact number 2. The human beginnings, the hominins. Around 6 to 7 million years back, a group of apes began walking on 2 legs. These were hominins, a group that includes the modern humans and the ancestors. After 3 million years, these creatures began to look like humans. By this time, several hominins appeared, and of several kinds too. Homo habilis, or the skilled man, was the group of hominins to make tools. They had pretty large brains and nimble hands, will, skill and knowledge to make tools. They used their sharpened edged tools to cut the carcasses of animals to eat. The Homo habilis lived 2.4 to 1.6 million years. After 2 million years back, a new type of hominin named Homo erectus learned how to create fire to keep warm, frighten away the animals and cook their meat. they, they were also the first of our ancestors to have the same body proportion like us. Homo erectus first lived in Africa, but then moved to Europe and Asia. They had large brains and used the handmade axes to dig root vegetables out of the ground and chop meat. The Neanderthals lived in Asia and Europe during the Ice Ages and died around 24,000 years ago. Neanderthals, or Homo neanderthalis, looked very similar to us, but had a short stature. They had a large nose which helped them breathe easily in the freezing conditions, and a ridge over their eyebrows. To cope up with winter, they wore clothes made of animal skin and fur. But they were very thoughtful and sensitive. They lived in family groups, cared deeply for the sick, and buried the relations when they died. So not that different from us. Fact number 3, the Homo sapiens. Every human in the world today belongs to the Homo sapiens, which means wise man. Modern humans, or Homo sapiens, emerged around 200,000 years ago in Africa. It's said that 6 other kinds of humans were alive at this time, but 24,000 years back, the Homo sapiens were the only humans left on Earth. After 9,000 years, Homo sapiens inhabited every continent of the world except Antarctica. The Homo sapiens had slender bodies and large brains. They made art, cave walls with pictures of people and animals, and painting rocks. They even carved the bone in human and animal shapes, and even made pottery from clay. After around 5,000 years, the Homo sapiens began growing crops and other grains to eat. The hunter-gatherer. The life of a hunter-gatherer, The hunter-gatherer of the Stone Age ate everything that he found. He moved from one place to another in search of food. The early Stone Age people hunted with sharp sticks, but they later used spears tipped with bone-off flint and arrows and spears. They fished using harpoons and nets. The Stone Age people cut the food with sharp stones and cooked on an open fire. They used animal skins to make clothes and for shelter. Number 5. Homes of the Stone Age people. Human ancestors during the Stone Age period lived primarily in caves, some in groups and some in solitary. The shelters made by the Neanderthals also suggest that they lived in wooden huts. Huts made of animal skin over the wooden poles were found in a cave in, I don't know how to pronounce this, Grotte du Lazaret in France. Huts with divided living spaces braced with mammoth bones were found in Serbia, Russia, Ukraine and France. This is one of the interesting Stone Age facts. Number 6. The use of stone tools. One of the most notable advancements in human history is the use and development of tools. The tools allowed the early humans to become a master of their environment. They used stone tools to protect themselves from the animals, to build homes and gather food. They made simple hand axes made out of stone, antlers and hammers, said to be around 3.4 million years old. Wow, that's really, really old. The tool was discovered in the lower Awash Valley in Ethiopia. They used stones to make fire for chopping, hunting, and almost everything they did. Fact number 7. Stone Age beliefs. The early humans developed religious beliefs to explain the world around them. Gatherers and hunters tried to contact the spirit of the animals that they hunted. As they began farming and settling, they even started making tombs for their ancestor. When they became aware of the changing seasons, they started making up stories regarding the thunderstorms and sunrise. They even started worshipping the forces of nature. The large boulder tombs called megaliths were considered the link between the living and the dead. And I take it that's where all religions kind of stem from. And they just changed as our culture changed over time. Fact number 8. Stone Age clothes. The freezing climate of the Ice Age made clothing essential for the early. They cleaned, prepared and wrapped the animal skins around their bodies to keep them warm. Some even decorated their faces with paints made from natural pigments. Around 75,000 years back, the early humans made their first jewellery. They used shells, bones, tusks to make bracelets and necklaces. It is one of the interesting Stone Age clothing facts. So it's obviously not like the jewellery we know today, but I'm sure that would have been very advanced for them back then. And very decorative. Fact number 9. Stone Age food. Stone Age people lived as hunter-gatherers, so instead of growing food, they went out in search for it. They fished and hunted for food, especially in the Ice Age. Later on, our ancestors learned to gather plants and fruits, take honey from the wild beehives and eggs from the bird's nest. What the Stone Age people ate depended entirely on what they could find each season. They ate berries and fruits when they ripened, and meat from animals when they were plentiful. They even travelled from one place to another in search of the best hunting grounds. Even if it called for living in temporary shelters, the humans who lived near the rivers, seas and lakes used spears to catch the fish and traps to catch crabs, eels and lobsters. Eventually, the early humans learned to grow their crops and settle in a place. They became the first farmers. Fact number 10. The first farmers. Around 12,000 years ago, the hunter-gatherers made an incredible discovery. They dug up the ground, threw a few wild seeds, and learned to farm. I really hope you can't hear the cars outside. With it being a Sunday morning, I mean, I thought I would have had a little bit more time before the road got busy, but I think it's just starting to pick up now. Oh, where was I? Sorry. They dug up the ground, threw a few wild seeds, and learned to farm. For the Stone Age people, farming meant controlling the food sources by growing plants and raising animals. They stopped moving in search of food and began settling in one place all year round. The plough was invented in around 5000 BC, which made it easier to sow the seeds in the ground. systematic after the discovery of farming. Large-scale buildings with stalls and straw roofs were built, Stonehenge being a powerful example of it. Pots and pans made out of clay also came into existence. Fact number 11. The Ice Age. The Ice Age was a period when temperatures around all over the world dropped. There have been several ice ages, including the one that early humans lived through. The Neanderthals living during the Ice Age survived by staying together in groups, building shelters and hunting large animals like mammoths. They adapted to life in the cold but avoided the frozen glaciers. Instead, they resided mainly on the grasslands of the tundra. Fact number 12. Dogs were loved during the Stone Age too. The dog was the first animal to be domesticated in the Stone Age. It happened for the first time during the Mesolithic period. They would help humans with hunting, would warn them of impending dangers, and provide comfort and warmth. It's crazy how long dogs have been our companions for, and how much the webber would have started just looking like a wolf. And yet over time we've picked and chose which dogs bred with each, and slowly they have changed over time to all the different dogs that we know of today. Fact number 13. Animals of the Stone Age. The Stone Age animals included saber-toothed cats, cave bears, lions, smilodon hyenas, and mammoths. Animals in the Stone Age were a lot larger than their modern counterparts. Saber-toothed cats, cave bears, and mammoth. That's how basically mammoths got the name, because they were huge. These large animals flourished in the last Ice Age. People hunted these huge animals mainly for food. They targeted sick, young, or alone animals that got stuck or trapped in a muddy swamp. After wounding the prey, they waited for it to collapse and then killed it. Despite what toy manufacturers and cartoonists portray in their shows, there were no dinosaurs in the Stone Age. The vast and majestic animals died around 65 million years ago. There were loads of smaller animals as well, like birds, insects, reptiles, and smaller mammals. Fact number 14. Art. The early humans used art as an aid in the struggle for survival. Cave paintings was the most popular art of this time. People painted figures of animals of the wall caves. The carvings show stags, horses, birds, bison, and giant bulls. It is said that the Stone Age people thought that cave paintings would bring success in their hunting. Some historians believed that Stone Age paintings had religious significance as well. They believed that the art acted as a call for help from a spirit that they believed in. Not just the adults, but even children made cave art. The Stone Age people also made sculptures from ivory, clay, and bones, and also carved stone. The famous paintings at La Croix in France are over 18,000 years old. A 35,000-year-old flute presents a remarkable picture of the life 5,000 years ago. That's amazing. As if they had all that stuff. The people of the North Sentinel Island are isolated and follow the Stone Age lifestyle even today. Wow, that's amazing. And this is the final fact with fact number 16. The world's most famous ancestor. The world's most famous human ancestor is nicknamed Lucy. She was a southern ape, an Australopithecus afarensis. I didn't pronounce that right, but as they are scientifically called. The southern ape lived in southern and eastern Africa, and animals like giraffes, rhinoceros, buffalo, elephants, and many more. Australopithecus stood 2 feet tall and left their arms free to carry and throw. Standing upright made the Australopithecus good runners and walkers. Their long arms help them climb the trees and walk upright. It can be one of the great Stone Age information facts. And that is all we've got time for on this video. Yeah, and I'm sorry I've not been uploading as much. I will definitely get back to doing videos soon, so you just have to be patient with me. I'm not going away, I will definitely be here. And hopefully I can try and do another video in the week coming for you. And yeah, maybe an ancient Rome fact, something like that, if you'd be up for that. So just let me know in the comments below. I still have some requests to do as well, and I am getting round to them.